So if I'm at a crappy venue at some dude's, I've been to shows at people's yards and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It sounds like crap, but this band's playing like it's the stadium to 20,000 people. Kind of cooler. I don't really care.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Feedback.
What's up, man?
What up, dude? I have an expert in the field of hard rock. This is definitely one of the music critics that I look for inspiration. This is one of those dudes that you can ask for a suggestion for a song and he will not disappoint. Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Shalom.
I'm happy to be here, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Excited.
So, what are you going to talk about today? Because you've got a lot of information on this scene, right?
Yeah. Hardcore, punk, death metal.
Let's go. Hardcore, punk, death metal. What's the difference between those?
So I talked to a buddy about this, friend in the scene. There's so much crossover now. There's so many death metal dudes doing hardcore, vice versa. If I had to say, death metal's fast. Death metal's got blast beats. It's 7-minute songs.
Okay.
The vocal style is very different. I think death metal is very heavy.
Okay.
Hardcore is very hard.
All right.
Which that I couldn't explain.
Yeah, but I get it.
Hardcore's fast. It's 1.5, 2-minute songs. Aggressive.
Yeah.
Death metal's slower or fast, but there's blast beats. It's long songs.
In death metal.
Yeah.
These are long songs. And do the vocals go from screaming, just grunty yelling to like some of this, like Incendiary that we were just listening to? Mm-hmm. That has like some like pitchy, but
he's yelling. That's like someone robs you and you're yelling at him down the street.
Yeah.
Like that's the noise that you're hearing. That's all he's doing, you know?
Do you feel like that's a hardcore thing?
Yeah.
And death metal's
yeah, for sure.
Reminds me of like old
death
stuff.
Like a crazy, Cannibal
Corpse.
We've talked about that. Yeah. That's death metal.
Death metal.
That's as death metal as it gets.
And punk is like, we're not trying to stay in some sort of like key. We're just going. And
Punk's can we cuss? Can I say?
Yeah.
Punk is fuck you. Punk is.
Got it.
I don't give a fuck. It's fuck you. It's fuck your shit. Fuck your system.
Got it.
Yeah. Hardcore is punk. Hardcore came from that.
Hardcore came from punk. What did it go? Punk?
I'd say punk
death metal
came first.
Hardcore?
Yeah, death metal's so different though. If punk and hardcore are stylistically similar, death metal came from thrash, heavy metal.
Got it.
Death metal wouldn't exist without, I don't know. It's closer to Slayer.
Do you know about what time frame, like what year this came from?
Punk? Or
just like when they started turning the 70s. Distortion and gain up.
Yeah, punk is the Sex Pistols and stuff. That's old.
Yeah.
It's not recent. Death metal.
Like I wonder,
80s?
Because, music buffs, the histories say that rock and roll started when Bob Dylan picked up the electric guitar. That's what they teach in college.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
That was offensive.
Yeah, a lot of people have different things to say about that.
I say a lot. This is controversial maybe. I don't like the Beatles. It's not for me. But if the Beatles didn't piss people off 60 years ago, I'd have nothing that I like now.
Got it.
But it doesn't sound. Nobody hears the Beatles now and it's like, this is an aggressive song.
How old are you?
25.
25. It's just some of the things you say and some of this like knowledge that you have. It's like, did this guy live 1,000 lives, or have you just had an amazing life up until now? Because you always sound very well versed with.
I've always had older friends.
Got it.
Yeah.
At what age did you start listening to this?
7.
7.
Confidently. First album I ever bought was Raining Blood by Slayer. At 7 years old.
Is that considered death metal?
No,
that's the.
I think there's the big four of thrash, which is like Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax.
Yeah.
Megadeth.
Okay, there we go.
Slayer is a thrash band, but Slayer's got so much death metal.
Yeah.
In them, I think. But death metal was a thing. Slayer didn't start something.
Is there like a progression
that got me
to get to that? Because I know the music. I listen. My progression was kind of different. I was younger.
Yeah.
We all listened to in early 2000s was like emo.
For sure. I
know?
mean,
We were like Taking Back Sunday,
Yeah.
Senses Fail, and then it just got a little too whiny. You started growing some balls, and you're kind of like, I don't know if I could like show other people this stuff, or if this is just something I listen to on my own. You know,
I'm 18 and this dude's whining,
crying.
Maybe I don't.
Yeah.
This isn't me anymore. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I've got buddies that were like had an older brother or had a dad or something that were into it. My wife's coworker's dad is in a hardcore band, so she from like young age was into that. Yeah. My dad liked Metallica. My dad liked Slayer.
And he showed you that at an early age?
Yeah.
Like how?
My first memory of music is Ride the Lightning at 5 on 105.3.
Yeah.
Like the rock station.
Yeah. My son was like a Slipknot fan at
like,
4.
Yeah.
You know what
totally.
I mean? And he was like, this
Yeah.
is, you know.
He was like, oh, this is music. So by, I don't know, 9 or whatever, I was like, my dad was like, well, there's other stuff. And I was like, I don't know.
You're all
like Fleetwood Mac, I remember
Yeah.
like hearing as a young kid too and being like, I don't know, fast as
I grew up super different because it was like Alanis Morissette and Counting Crows, and it was like
so
a lot
that's
of
what
that.
my dad was like, this exists too. And it was that.
Yeah.
It was that.
Like
yeah,
the
totally.
big time alternative rock stuff of like the late 90s and
now I
early
love
2000s.
It. Now there's days where I don't need to get in my car after a long day and be like,
yeah, let's cool down.
Yeah. So I like that stuff.
So you use it for therapy.
Music is therapy, I think.
Yeah.
I think music is an outlet.
But the crazy shit.
I mean, there's days. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm on my way to the gym.
Yeah.
And that's all that's playing.
Yeah.
It's like the worst thing for me at 4:30 in the morning, you know? It's loud.
Yeah. Choose violence right at the beginning.
But it's
great gym music.
It's incredible.
It's a different workout, man. You throw on some hip hop or whatever. Or a podcast. It's a good thing to like work out and listen to a podcast. You know what I mean? I'll get a lot of knowledge that way. I'm like, here's an hour. Let's obtain something.
20 minutes in, I'd be like, I can't. Not working out.
Yeah, it's like...
but that's preference.
It's motivation.
Yeah.
That's why the crowds get so crazy at the shows?
I think so.
Because
I think it's an outlet.
That tempo.
It's a physical outlet. I think hardcore, and this is a big difference between hardcore death metal, is crowd participation.
Okay.
You go to a death metal show, you go to a hardcore show. Old dudes are spin kicking, they're throwing their arms around. There's crowd participation, and that's what that band wants.
Well, you're married, right?
Yes.
And you take her to the shows?
Yeah.
And you have to just protect the whole time? Or are you not down in the pit?
There's a ring.
Yeah.
There's a ring. There's a like, all right, stand back because I need to go.
Oh,
I need to go do this.
Yeah. You're like, hold on to the...
So like, go over here. Yeah. It's not like... I've watched bands get upset about lack of crowd participation, but it's not like there's like 400 people and 200 people aren't moshing. It's not like can't expect everybody.
Yeah,
but
you've been to the shows where they split the crowd.
It's a big part of it. Yeah,
and then they make you run at each other.
Stare against the wall if you don't want.
Yeah, because everyone's involved. That's a great time.
It's cool because that's what it is.
You go to a lot of shows though.
All the time.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like when a venue's sound is right, you know, because sometimes you go into a place and if it's not like prepped properly, you know, you're like, dude, I know this song and I can barely hear the song, you know, like.
Yeah, this sounds like crap.
Yeah.
Like I can't hear my favorite song.
So do you have any recommendations for a place that has like good sound around here? Or do you go up, right? Don't you go up? You go north?
LA, San Diego.
Yeah.
I've been to the same venue. Heard a band that I thought sounded incredible, and then the next night, a week later, it's a different dude doing sound, and it sucks. I've been.
To, so you think
some of the big?
Like
I think it's the person
or the group,
because it's not. It could be the group. Yeah, for sure.
Some dudes just don't sound the same. Some dude doesn't
know their stuff. It's your second concert. You don't know what settings to put live because you play in your basement. I've been to big festivals and they've sounded bad. I think this music isn't high budget enough. You're not at the Hollywood Palladium, so you don't have a sound guy that knows what he's doing all the time.
Give me your favorite top one hardcore band. But my leading question is, do they do arenas? Are there enough people?
Arena, no. The theaters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Because I don't know if a.
Otherwise, it's just like rock.
If an arena is a 20,000 cap, 10,000 cap. No,
No dice.
4,000's a huge hardcore show.
Yeah.
That's a festival.
Oh, got it. So it's best for
That's an outdoor, like,
Got it.
yeah, that's not an indoor. So no, I mean, like the biggest venue, the Palladium might be the biggest venue I've seen a band at, but that's a 3,000 cap, I think.
And they can make that sound good.
It's a big room though.
Yeah.
But it sounds good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I used to do like Warped Tour growing up.
For sure.
And there were a lot of
That's
bands
big
there.
budget.
Yeah.
Big budget.
But, you know, we got down.
Yeah.
You know, and it
for
was
sure.
a lot of people going
It's a lot
crazy.
of people.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, San Diego.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a football stadium parking lot
Yeah.
full of people.
Well, it was like my early inspiration because there was like alternative rock bands, and there were like hardcore bands, and then there was
Yeah.
like hip, like Atmosphere was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just
the
remember being
first-
like, I'm in my element right now, dude. It's all types of music.
Lil
just
Wayne
going
or
crazy.
James or something was my first Warped Tour.
Oh, nice. You're like, what are you doing?
Future maybe.
Yeah.
Like big name hip hop, but
Yeah.
when it was like 5 minutes away, it was like people beating ass.
That's the thing.
Different crowds.
You get in fights at shows, right?
No, everybody.
People understand that,
Hard-
like, if you get an elbow to the face, it's nothing against you. We're just trying to get down.
I mean, if there's a dude who's like, all right, I've watched that guy hit 5 dudes
Oh.
in the nose. He's
Yeah,
gonna
you
get his
start,
ass
yeah, you
kicked.
start talking about it.
You hit somebody and they're like, oh shit, are you good? You know, that's
Yeah.
very normal. Don't get close too. Like,
Yeah, if you're
You'll-
not in, yeah,
you're watching people throw kicks around and stuff. Like,
stay out the kitchen.
if you don't want to get kicked, and there's like a mutual understanding, I think, for the most part. Going back to the sound thing, I think personally, I love raw. I love some of my favorite recordings are like the worst thing you've ever heard because it was the 80s. It was a 4-track, you know, it was like a crappy
yeah.
recording, and it's raw though.
Give me an idea of a band from back then.
Confusion is a big band. I like New York, Brooklyn. They have a few recordings out. Sounds bad.
They don't make anything anymore?
Sonically, no.
But they're older
They have
people?
one recording. Yeah, it was.
Oh, it's one album?
They have a couple. It's almost like this. They have like 6 songs maybe that are on streaming that you could go listen to. They have like a 91 recording, 92 recording, 93
Hell yeah.
recording. None of them sound better than the other. But in this recording, this band's giving it their all. And you can hear that. That almost matters more to me. So if I'm at a crappy venue, it's some dude's... I've been to shows at people's yards and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It sounds like crap, but this band's playing like it's...
Yeah.
Like it's the stadium to 20,000 people. Kind of cooler. I don't really care,
Yeah.
personally.
So the emotion in what they're performing means more in the moment.
I think so.
Like if you're sitting down and you're like listening to
Yeah,
focusing
yeah.
on the genre or something, maybe like
Yeah.
their production is more important than seeing them live.
Sometimes
like if
it's
they're getting
because
down,
I want to hear it good. But it's also, if I never heard Confusion, like like it was recorded in 2025, I don't care. It's raw.
Yeah.
It feels right. It also feels like a time, you know? Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of like questions to ask you about this because you know so much about this stuff. But I was going to say, like, is there a type of personality that likes this? But I kind of answer my own question thinking about it because there's so many random people that,
So many.
dude, you'll put on something, or I've seen you be like, hey, I know that band. Someone comes in with a shirt. What's the deal with the band shirts? It's like a thing, right? Like it just
It's all I
solidifies like
own.
yeah, I know.
I was kind of laughing about it on my way here. It's like camo pants, cargo pants, camo pants, band shirt.
Yeah.
That dude's into hardcore. That
Yeah.
dude's into death metal.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like a thing. You go to a show, no one's in like a Volcom shirt.
Yeah.
It's all.
I'm all
like,
except for me, the last.
Yeah. It's also cheap. It's supporting a band. If
Yeah.
this band's not making money, most of these bands work jobs.
Okay.
These people aren't like full-time musicians.
Yeah.
So if I buy their $30
So
shirt,
shows and merch.
it's keeping
Shows,
them,
albums, merch.
keeping them there.
Damn.
Yeah. If I want to see them again, I should buy their shirt.
What's big recording labels for these bands? Like, do you know of any of the names?
I know.
And do they like blanket manage all of them? Is it like one?
Yeah.
Is it like if I start a hardcore band, do I go to try to get signed?
So like that's the thing is a lot of people. I mean, so many people. There's probably labels that you could get, like send demos to, but like modern Closed Casket is big. Closed Casket is a big one. Daze, D-A-Z-E, Triple B. And then there's bigger ones that have been around a little bit longer. Metal Blade is a really big one, but they're a little bit...
All
like,
of that is just
big
fucking
bands are
rock
sent to them.
Names,
Yeah.
all that, dude.
But like I've heard the dude Sam that runs Triple B, he's not listening to your demo if you send it to him.
He's got his own thing.
He's just... Because everybody is. Like, play a good show so he can hear it. Because he's there. These guys are involved. Lumpy is the dude that runs Days. Justin is the dude that runs Closed Casket. Those guys are at shows. Those guys are at festivals, whether they're from New York, they're just there supporting their label.
Got it.
But they hear you live, then I want to sign that band. They'll reach out to you.
Well, I've tried to record bands live
Yeah.
that jam together perfectly, but you try to put them on like a metronome and try to like, level out or like track out each part.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
For sure.
Sometimes it's just like a heartbeat of the group.
Yeah.
And they'll play so good. And then you're like, hey, let's just do the drums alone so the guys can get down. Good luck with that shit.
Well, I can't
man.
play guitar without drums there. I don't know when to come in.
Yeah.
I can't,
You need a
whatever,
drummer to
for
cue.
sure.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times bassists
Or if I have a
and
metronome
drummers.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like the dude playing guitar can't come in unless he knows when the drums are.
Yeah.
Or he starts playing off.
And also-
he speeds up or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. It changes tempo.
Yeah.
It'll change the way the song sounds like crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if the guys in the industry know that too. They're like, dude, that's not how that band plays live. When they hear it, if they've been like out seeing them,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that changes too. If someone gets a hold of like an album and listens to it, and then they show up and they're like, this is like way faster and it's smooth.
Totally. I think
As
hardcore,
opposed-
I mean, hardcore's fast regardless.
Yeah.
But you're not getting a long set. You're at a 4-band show. The opener 15 minutes. The next band maybe 20, maybe 25. If there's a co-headliner, like 30 and then 45. A headliner is playing a 45-minute set, an hour set.
Damn.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
You go to see whatever pop band.
Yeah.
2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Every song they have.
Yeah. They're asking you to turn the lights on the camera.
So you're playing even faster. Or what I like, you write a 1.5-minute song. You got 15 minutes, whatever. My album is 15 minutes.
Oh yeah. Do they take breaks or they just go into the next song? Most of the time.
Not
I know
really.
everyone's different, but
I don't
like generally.
personally. I don't like. How are we doing tonight? Or whatever.
Yeah. Small talk. Yeah.
I'm not. Because the other thing is too. You want to talk to the guys. They're all selling their own merch and stuff. They're not paying somebody to. So most of those people are like, whatever. It's song's done. This one's Life is Pain. Into it.
It's always names like that.
Crazy. Yeah.
Badass, gnarly names.
You want to see funny names get into death metal. Death
Oh,
metal's-
really?
Yeah. Dragged by a truck.
Oh, okay.
Crazy stuff. Like weirdest names you've ever heard.
Did you have a favorite music prior to hardcore? Or did you get introduced? Like dad showed you?
I mean, it
that?
would've been, like,
that's your first memory.
Thrash.
Got it.
Yeah. I've always been into metal. Some sort of like aggressive music.
Did you ever play music when you were younger? Like, did you ever
No.
practice anything? So
I
this is
always-
all a new thing because
I always
Dylan
wrote it
is
off.
is a guitarist now.
No. I always wrote it off. I always thought that I couldn't.
Oh, really?
If I was listening to a song in the car, I
I
couldn't.
felt
So
like
I was like, it's not for me.
you thought
I don't
rhythm
have it
was
naturally.
all.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Dude,
Not
because there's
now,
some guitarists that
but-
will, some of the best guitarists I've ever met, but you try to put them on a drum set.
Yeah,
they won't-
yeah.
you can't hold a
Totally.
beat, you know?
for sure. And I mean, I'm not by any means great. I'm not like laughing at that.
No,
now.
but someone with your knowledge, I was very excited to hear, is going to start picking that up.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you can tell me about some of your teachers that
Mm-hmm.
you have now. Maybe you could protect the innocent, leave some names
Yeah,
out or
yeah.
something, but Dylan kind of has some friends that are in the industry.
cool
and
friends.
Yeah. And I would, this is his jam. He knows everything about it. He's very well versed in it all. And then he got professionals in the industry to teach him to play the guitar. It's like, what, dude? What an invaluable thing to like have someone of that caliber
Yeah.
shoot you what you're going for
Yeah.
when what you're going for is something they recorded before. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
there's nothing like that.
Something so special about hardcore is it's a community.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost, even if you wanted me to, I could show you a band. You're like, yeah, that sounds like hardcore. Sure, whatever, And then I show you another band. I'm like, this is hardcore. And you're like, how? Because
Okay.
there's a mindset, there's a DIY aspect to things. But it's such a community-minded thing that you go up to a dude at a show and say, your band kind of made me think, like, damn, guitar is the coolest thing I've ever heard. So I bought one, and he's like, well, I'll teach you.
Sick. You're like, I would just want to support this whole thing by learning how to do it like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'll let
Like,
you know.
I mean, I'll do guitar lessons.
So sick.
Crazy. I'm fortunate. I've
Yeah.
got cool friends. I've made cool friends. I'm fortunate. But
Do you get starstruck at all in those lessons? Like
Yeah,
if you know
yeah.
who they are,
for sure, because I'm like,
keeping it cool. Keeping it cool, man.
can you just like play?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like,
Put something down.
you know, whatever. And I'm like, damn.
You're like, so today was cool anyway.
Like you can just do
don't
that
care what
off
I
the
learned.
bat. I'm like, just play that right now. And you're like, yeah, I got it. But to me, that's like unachievable.
Okay, so if you have someone who you clearly know their work, do you ask them to play their song?
That's what I mean.
Do you go like,
Yeah.
do you go like, hey, will you teach me how to play that song?
Yeah,
That you do you ask about other songs?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got one of my buddies that's teaching me has been in a lot of bands. He's been around for a while. So he also he'll hear something and be like, well, I'll figure it out. Text it to me.
Yeah, it's most
next
of that.
week we'll do that
Yeah.
or whatever. But it's like the dude that I went up to at a show and he was like, well, I'll teach you, is my favorite band.
Oh, got it.
Dead Body, death metal band, grindcore band, easily my favorite band, like probably ever. I had to.
Yeah.
Like, will you play it?
Did he give you any
one.
gear suggestions?
A little bit.
Or are they just kind of like, get whatever, let's go?
The cool thing is like you can plug any guitar into an amp with gain.
Mm-hmm.
It'll sound cool. Maybe it's not like I would record with this tone,
Yeah.
but it's fun enough.
It's gritty and get down.
You get a.
But the amp is the different thing, right? You want to get the right amp.
I'm building a guitar right now. So I'm learning how much more goes into it. You get
How do you
there's
begin building a guitar?
my grandpa.
Grandpa knows.
Grandpa builds guitars. He got really mad at me when I bought a guitar.
Oh.
And then because he told me how much work went into it, it's like I would never ask that. And he was like, "Well, I want to." So now we're making one.
Oh, how much he was upset that you didn't go like, come on, Gramps, let's do a little
Let's make a guitar.
third
yeah.
generation
After he
creation
was
together.
like, it takes me 120 hours for a Les Paul style.
Oh, sick.
I'm not asking that of you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I
But how cool is it
but
that
he
he
was
makes
like,
that?
well, why?
That's what he does for a living?
He's retired for fun.
That's what he did before?
No,
he
Navy.
picked it up.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
And he plays.
mhm.
Have you showed him anything you've been learning?
I think he'd laugh.
Well, I mean, can you play any just straight chords?
Yeah,
You can put some chords together and be like,
for sure. I've showed him. I think he knows.
have you ever tried singing and playing?
No.
No?
No.
Because I know you've wanted to sing.
Yeah. I think, dude, I mean, this is a conversation I had with friends. Hardcore, death metal, adjacent, aggressive music frontmen that also play guitar. Naming some that were... Dude, there's some bands that I can't imagine playing fast and singing.
And singing.
Screaming and yelling
different
at the top
thing,
of your
yeah.
lungs. That's too like, dude. Singer of Nails, Todd Jones, has the fastest right hand, just, like the fastest riff you've ever heard, and he's yelling full. But that feels like giving two things 100%. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
Different
could.
kind of thing, man.
It's crazy
Yeah.
to me.
I wonder if there's something like a timing aspect where he's like getting his time down and just practicing that riff.
Yeah.
And then once that is second nature, then maybe you don't need to think about this
Probably
anymore.
Probably.
You know? Or he's positioning his words strategically within that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, man, you play chords and you sing through the chords and whatever.
Yeah.
And if you want to pop them, you feel like you can totally do that. Especially like a lot of like acoustic guitar, Sublime style stuff.
Yeah.
It took my time. It's very
For sure.
You feel
It's
like
with
you're just
it, kind of, yeah.
But when you're like,
Yeah.
fucking,
It's not. I get what you're saying. It's not. It doesn't. They don't go together.
I would love to hear a hardcore goes acoustic album.
That would be funny.
Like how punk goes acoustic before. It was
I've,
like basically like emo, but
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just their acoustic versions.
I have been. I've got pedals and I've got amps. So when I don't want to play, or when I don't want to set everything up. I don't want to grab my amp, plug it in over here, grab this pedal, wire it into. I'll grab an acoustic that we have at home. Doesn't sound good.
No, yeah. Do you drop C it?
No, a lot of
An
stuff
acoustic
is standard.
dropped is gnarly.
That sounds wild.
I know, it's cool.
Power.
Yeah.
Sounds funny, but it sounds bad. Power chords acoustic don't sound good.
I have to ask about Grandpa though.
Yeah.
So you're making this guitar with him. You're gonna make an electric guitar?
Yeah, we're a Les Paul.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
You gonna let him choose the color?
I chose.
What color?
I'm a sucker for white. I love the gloss
Oh,
white.
that's cool. Yeah.
White and gold. Gold pickups, gold hardware.
pickups.
I love
Let's
it.
go.
I'm a sucker for it. And then black trim.
Oh, that's
around
cool.
I like it.
Hell yeah.
Maybe maybe there's nothing punk about a not black guitar. I don't know. But
Well, like
I
you said, if it's a family,
I
does it really
love it.
fucking matter?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, no.
Well,
I
and
think,
if I-
you said, if you see someone and they're like putting their effort into it and they're like laying it out all there,
Yeah.
I feel like people will pick up like your passion for it. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think they'll let the gold pickups go.
If I decided tomorrow, I was like, can we do black? He'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Wait, so you bought all the stuff
Mm-hmm.
and you're shaping the wood and you
Yeah.
have the neck.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot. It makes you think if a machine is not doing this, which a machine's doing all of it now.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. How do you like true the neck?
A lot. It's a lot of work. That's a lot of measurements. That's all public knowledge.
Oh,
You look up Les Paul measurements,
oh shit.
angles, degree, whatever. You can find it. So it's a lot of. By hand is crazy. It makes me appreciate the fact that this guitar is $7,000. I get it.
Yeah. Someone spent some time on it.
Hardware and wood. What's expensive? Good
Yeah,
wood.
yeah.
It's probably cost $1,000 still.
Sick. Well, I mean, it's cool
Good
because
pickups. Good,
yeah. Well, when you look at a guitar and you're going to pick a guitar out and you go to like somewhere like Guitar Center and you see that there's a whole list of under $500
Yeah.
guitars and then
My
there's
first-
just like something else.
Yeah.
And if they let you and you notice the difference.
You hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the sound
100%.
is different. The
feels
action is good. You're
different.
like, dude,
Yeah.
my fingers are like going on this.
My Jackson Dinky was
The Dinky.
$299.
It was called a Dinky. That's the model.
called
Jackson Dinky.
DS something? JS something?
Did you hate it? And so you
No,
wanted
I
a
love
different
it.
one?
I still play it every day.
Well, because you liked that shape or something, right? Didn't you
Cool.
search
Yeah,
the
yeah,
shape
yeah.
or something?
I found the
Yeah.
shape. Yeah, just I don't.
Something
I don't know
caught your
what
eye about that.
shape is called.
Yeah. There's so much jargon in it all.
But I was like, if I hate this, I'm not spending $800 on a
Yeah.
whatever.
So for someone starting out with guitar, what would you recommend for them?
I love it. I love my Jackson.
Yeah.
It's
like spend
not-
a couple $100 on an electric guitar and then
Yeah.
buy what?
It's not cheap, regardless.
Yeah.
Do you want new stuff? You don't want somebody else's stuff.
Oh yeah, used stuff.
I've got a Boss Katana combo amp. New was like $400. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I could
Get you the sound that you like.
$2,000.
It's not the amp, it's the pedal, right? Because didn't you say that one of your teachers was telling you like the exact pedal, or like you searched and you found like the sound on that one pedal? And they're like, if you can find it,
Yeah.
it's this one.
There's a pedal called an HM2. It's a Boss pedal.
Yeah.
There are HM2 bands that it's just every level to 100. The joke about like everything to max, whatever, is straight that pedal, and it's a tone that there's like 6 bands that sound the same, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
People like it. I think
Is it
pedals
expensive
play
to find those pedals?
that HM2?
Some of them get expensive.
They made them again. They started making them again, so now you can get one new, like $200.
Oh, nice.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
You
It sucks when you want
get a
more.
band's pedal that's $350, $400 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, dude, people have pedal boards, and you think pedal, a couple hundred. It's like
crazy
a couple $1,000
how-
on the floor right there.
You think about a band like Marshall. Marshall's not a cheap company.
Yeah.
You think about a band that's sponsored by Marshall Hatebreed. Their guitar.
Oh, really?
Marshall amp, Marshall cab, Marshall, and then Les Pauls. All he plays is Les Pauls.
Yeah.
Dude, the one guitarist alone is, and then he has pedal board. He's 20, 30 grand probably of stuff, you know? I don't know.
I wonder, does it really get you that sound? Like, is it really, or is it just the pros have
Yeah,
the money,
no,
they have the
for sure.
opportunity,
No.
they have the,
I think there's a few, there's amps that are kind of tossed around. There's 3 or 4 that kind of every band uses, and you can get a used one for $600. It sounds fine, just doesn't look pretty. Mm-hmm. Or you get a new one for $2,000, whatever. But there's a sound, and you get that sound by the same few heads that.
Are you getting that sound?
I found
Because you wanted to hit some of these chords, some of these sounds that you're
yeah.
hearing on this music that you listen to all the time.
Yeah.
And is it achievable?
I found a software that I'm kind of messing with right now. It's called Amp Hub. Mm-hmm. It's got clones of all of these amps. Sounds pretty.
How do they categorize it? Based on the amp style or like a...
They just have amp.
Oh, okay. And you have to already know kind of like that's the amp that band uses?
Yeah. It'll tell you their made-up name for it. And this is a clone of the Marshall JCM 800 or the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. I know I want that. Every band I like plays that.
Got it.
So I know. They've got pictures too, so if you know what it looks like and you just go in there, it's like $12 a month. You buy a interface.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's different playing in headphones rather than
For
hearing like
sure.
a loud noise out of an amp.
Yeah.
I think one is more fun, and I don't think it's playing with headphones. But I think getting the tone I want to is cool.
Have you played with like a loud drummer yet?
No.
Get ready, dude. That changes everything.
But I'll tell you live, I love it. I love walking out of a venue and my ears are ringing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the best.
I feel like physically tired.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Noise.
Well, I'm trying to get like, let's say the kid or beginner or just someone that's turns on a crazy hardcore rock song and they're like, that song moved me more than anything I've heard lately. And something about this, I'm like, how do I get into that? So you would initially, let's say if someone has no musical experience at all,
Yeah.
they feel like they don't have bad tempo, you get a guitar, you find that band, you somehow find what amp they use. Like you were trying to go for that sound. Like that is something I want to play. You can like
watch them live and see.
Oh, okay.
You find some dude. The internet is great.
Yeah.
You find some dude that knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Search out
Yeah.
the vibe around that
Whatever,
band.
whoever uses a Marshall, whatever.
And then
Or-
you get some professionals in the industry to teach you how to play it. That's
it's
so
cool.
cool, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like I
lucky.
remember my early guitar teacher when I was a kid, he was like, I don't know, playing locally, and I went to one of his shows and I just
Yeah.
felt like, oh my God, that's the guy teaching me how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Like how cool is that? Like later in life, I was like, I probably should have had a different teacher.
Yeah. I've seen Dead Body since their guitarist, one of their guitarists has given me some lessons, and it makes it cooler.
Oh, right? You've
Yeah.
seen them play afterwards?
Yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome.
It's pretty rad.
When were they around? What did you call it? Dead Bodies?
Dead Body, new band.
Dead Body, singular. It's a new band.
Dead Body, one word, singular.
Oh, cool. Okay, so
Current band.
Dead Body is the current. Do you think? And then I heard 80s.
Yeah.
So when did it start? Oh, we kind of talked about this. It was,
I'm bad with dates. The years are tough.
but there's a beginner,
Yeah, for sure. There's
and
bands
then was there a golden era of hardcore?
yeah, I think so.
Would you put the same time frame with death metal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I personally, that's tough to say.
That's
Because I don't think I mean what I was about to say. I was going to say that I think we're long past the golden era of death metal, and I don't think we'll get there again, but I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I actually disagree with that a lot. But I don't think we're close to another one.
I disagree as
Maybe.
well, because my whole thing with this podcast is try to like bring out the creative stuff out
Yeah.
of everyone.
I think it's also preference.
Because the style
Both
changes,
genres
right?
have grown so much. There's so much crossover now, like I was
Yeah.
saying. There's so many hardcore bands that it's like, that might be death metal, but it's also, this death metal band is playing mosh parts. It's like a hardcore thing. You don't listen to Deicide in the 80s. You're stoked to get like a couple breakdowns on an album, like an old death metal album.
Yeah.
Now there's bands that
Otherwise, it's just what?
every song's got a
Verse,
breakdown.
chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, and just a crazy
Yeah, and it's
low
not
scream tone.
heavy.
Yeah. No, yeah.
there's-
Cannibal Corpse is...
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse has mosh parts. They're older, and they've got mosh parts. But that's kind of like Corpse Grinder. is the dude's stage name, the singer.
Okay.
Cannibal Corpse. He's more into punk than he is death metal,
Oh, really?
for sure.
My older sister showed me Cannibal Corpse when I was like 11.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's fine. I found a band called Dying Fetus, probably at 12.
Did it feel bad listening to this stuff?
But I liked that.
Well, because I remember listening to some of the crazy stuff when I was younger, and I remember being like, I don't want anyone to hear that I'm listening to this.
I
you know,
think-
that
I don't know if
definitely
I
went
cared
away
about-
at like 14.
I don't know if I cared about that, but Slayer having like pentagrams
Yeah,
on all their album
yeah.
covers and
Yeah.
like a dude bleeding or whatever at 7
There's like,
felt cool. It was like, this is
Yeah.
bad. My dad showed me this. It doesn't matter, but it feels bad.
yeah,
It feels wrong.
yeah.
Especially when my mom's like,
Yeah.
why are you letting him listen to that?
Yeah, you roll up to
This is
nice Christian
whatever.
family and it's
Yeah.
just
Totally.
screaming.
I'm like, this is dope.
And you're like, it's this album, and there's this.
Not going home and praying to Satan.
Yeah.
Stupid, but the imagery is cool. I like it. That grabbed me. There's a lot of that in death metal.
I feel like everybody that enjoys this type of music, it's in it for the rush.
Yeah.
You know, like when that
It's a big part
song's
of it.
about to break off.
Live?
Dude, yeah. Or not live. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's like what I want to hear,
Yeah.
you know, and but it encourages me to do things faster in life. Like
Yeah.
work out harder. I drive faster. You know what I mean? You'll run
Yeah.
quicker, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to like journal out and you put on some crazy,
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, you know,
Yeah.
it's like a rush to feel that.
It's fun. This is maybe crazy, but I fall asleep to it sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And now as somebody learning music, focusing on things and trying to hear what that's doing is a little bit relaxing to me.
Oh, has your ear changed?
Even if it's something crazy, I can hear things a little bit.
Do you hear now? You're like, oh, there's two guitars there. Now I can totally
Yes,
hear that that's two
for
different
sure.
parts. Did you know that prior to playing?
No.
So do you think that makes you? Here's a big thing that is a problem with musicians and artists is
Yeah.
sometimes you're spending all the time critiquing what they're doing and not just listening to the damn song. You know, sometimes that can be a killer.
Something that I've tried to start saying as somebody who's playing music now, learning to play music, is it's not bad. I can't do something in my bedroom that sounds half as good as that. So that can't be bad.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's made me appreciate.
Oh, you mean when you
Anything.
don't like a song?
Yeah.
You know, or it's just not doing it for you?
You mentioned Sublime earlier.
Are you about to say you don't like Sublime?
I think there's few things that upset me to listen to. I think if I walk into a restaurant and Sublime is playing, I'm more inclined to walk out than eat there.
That's
But it's preference, and it's not bad.
I'm born and raised here. San
Sublime's
Diego,
the
so,
biggest, whatever that is, band probably ever.
Yeah.
Can't be bad.
Trying to think if
Not
there's
for me,
any
but it
other
can't be
album
bad.
other
You know what I
than
mean?
self-titled Sublime that changed me when I was younger.
I couldn't picture another one. Do they have another album?
Yeah.
The one with the
Not- yeah.
tattooed Sublime on the
Yep.
back?
With the little star.
That's dope.
Or whatever. That's a great.
That's a cool album.
yeah,
cover.
it's a great album.
The song, like, I'm not fulfilled by that.
Is it because it's slow? Because that
No,
like
'cause I
that
like
reggae,
slow
the
music.
popping,
I think it's that
that
sound.
Ding, ding, ding. There's so much.
Yeah, I don't like
so
that.
that syncopated onto
that's-
1 and 2 and 3.
Maybe
and-
that's what it
and-
is. I like slow music.
Do you like jazz?
Yes.
Oh, you do.
I love
You like the madness in
Jazz.
jazz? Yeah.
I like-
chaotic
yeah.
fusion.
Like the best drummer you've ever heard
oh yeah,
that could be doing like probably way different stuff.
yeah.
I like that a lot.
I just watched this thing on YouTube. That
But I also
was-
like swing and
yeah. Well, swing.
Like-
Most jazz musicians swing.
Yeah.
They like that kind of shit.
then maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, just swing is normally just like a different syncopation of the beat.
I
you
like
know?
New Orleans
Yeah.
stuff. I would say that's
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
slower.
Sure.
I like that.
But so you hate 311?
I do. I don't hate it. I'm trying to not say that
So do you like Nirvana?
because it's not. Yeah. I think that
Because if you're from San Diego or you come and play a radio station from San Diego, you're going to hear Sublime, you're going to hear
For
Nirvana, and you're going to hear 311.
I'm no stranger.
every day.
Yeah.
Like multiple times a day.
100%.
It's like there's no way that many people are calling in
Yeah.
requesting all of those same songs every day.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
I think until I knew what I liked, I did like that stuff. Until I heard.
okay,
'cause
yeah. That's
when
a cool
I was
point.
a kid, when I was listening to Slayer at 7, I also like, if my dad liked Sublime too, my dad liked it, so it was cool. You know?
Yeah.
I developed like, this is what I like, this isn't what I like. But I liked it at one point.
Yeah.
Just not
But it
turning,
didn't
I'm not
change
turning
you.
it on. No.
Yeah.
There was never even listening.
Do you feel
to
that
even
this
liking
music
it.
changed you?
Yeah,
That's a great feeling, right?
100%.
Where you're like, dude, if I didn't have this, I wouldn't be the person I am.
Yeah,
That's a crazy cool thing to think.
for sure. It shaped me.
Shaped you, not changed you. Shaped you. That's cool.
Oh,
I like that a lot.
I guess that's a different word. And I would
Totally.
say shaped. I would say not changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was already going to go where I'm going.
Yeah.
It just shaped the way I got there.
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right. So I didn't ask a question because we got excitingly off topic, but I was hearing 1980s and I'm hearing this golden era.
Yeah.
And then I heard that you kind of put death metal and hardcore in a certain, what is it, like a certain band started the golden era and then a certain band
I think
ended
they
it,
have
or is it
separate.
like time frame?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Is it like a certain?
I think 2000 to 2010, 20% of hardcore was good.
Oh,
I think hardcore is a
dude,
lot
because
about,
2000 to 2010 was like emo plus, right? Like that's
even in hardcore, even in like a hard ass band,
that was a lot of like.
there was a lot of melodic hardcore. There's no mosh parts. There's no ass beating.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't want that.
Yeah.
There's a payoff in
Hell
that,
yeah.
and that's the last 20 seconds where it's just the same riff played half as fast,
Yeah.
so everybody starts flipping out.
Yeah.
If there's
It's
not
just-
that at the end, I don't want it.
Yeah. Don't end. I don't want to be happy. Don't end it. I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want chaos.
Yeah.
And there was a big time period of hardcore where it was very common it was melodic hardcore. There's a band that I could talk about that maybe killed that. It's one of the best bands ever.
Who?
Trapped Under Ice.
Trapped Under Ice.
2007 demo came out, and I would say that they killed melodic hardcore in the best way.
Oh, okay.
Get it out. I don't need it. I don't want it.
2007. So, do you feel that was during the golden era?
No, I think the golden era was probably the 90s.
Oh shit.
Probably the 90s to like maybe some bands went to like 03, 02 maybe, early 2000s.
Really?
I think so. That could be preference, but
Yeah, there's
I'll
going to
tell
be
you right
preference.
now,
Anyone
there's-
that's,
any band right now, most bands right now would either say, I'm doing this made me do this, I want to sound like this, and it's one of a lot of bands from the 90s. You go around and ask dudes their top 4, top 5 favorite hardcore albums of all time,
yeah.
most of them
If they're
are
ride or
probably
die hardcore fans.
around that time.
Oh shit. Do you think the new stuff's any good?
I do.
Do you think it's next level good, or there's room to work, or?
I think we're getting, personally, straight edge is very important to me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think straight edge is making a comeback, which for me personally makes me think that we're at another golden era. We're getting there.
Was that a part of the
A lot
90s
of
stuff?
Kids are. Yeah, Minor Threat was maybe.
And were they saying that in the songs?
Minor Threat album? Minor Threat has a song called Straight Edge. It started an idea.
Hell yeah.
And there are, if you're a straight edge band, there's bands with straight edge dudes, and then there's straight edge bands. Mm-hmm. Straight edge bands are talking about being straight edge.
Yeah.
Some of the hardest shit out there.
Yeah.
Just fucked up dudes
Yeah.
singing about that stuff.
So do you think that you have to have a crazy life to write the lyrics that are good for that genre?
I think that authenticity shows.
Hell yeah. So if you just want to come out and fake that you're just, I'm going to lay out.
You also don't have to sing about that.
Yeah.
Trapped Under Ice is maybe not a great example. Trapped Under Ice has a lot of songs that aren't about look at how hard I am. It's look at how fucked up life is.
Yeah.
Why am I going through this? And it's still the hardest song you've ever heard.
It's a wonderful thing to write about.
But a dude's not talking about beating ass.
Yeah. Are the new stuff, they're talking about beating ass?
I keep saying that like it's a...
Yeah.
No, not really. I think hardcore used to be really scary.
Yeah.
Dudes used to go to shows because they heard, not because they like Biohazard in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
but because they heard they can fight people and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
Hardcore used to be that. Hardcore used to be crews or gangs, whatever. Hardcore used to have that. Hardcore used to have people finding, maybe for good reasons, maybe.
It was like their crew.
Skinhead. Skinhead is a big thing that sounds really bad, and they're kind of trying to take it back, or were. They were crews that would find Nazis. A dude wearing a swastika on his jacket or whatever, and beat the shit out of them after a show.
Poor guys with all these Cybertrucks, man.
Dudes
You gotta
were-
be careful.
Yeah.
Why
But
people
I think that there was authenticity then. I don't think there's a lot of bands trying to do that, because I think there's bands that made it clear if you're faking it, you're not going to go anywhere.
That's cool.
You also don't have to be that.
Yeah.
Hardcore's not about.
Well, some dude's got some serious vocal talent and can do that. It's like, if you're not that guy, you don't have to write like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that will write just about like whatever. It just happens to be super cool.
Yeah. There's a band, All Out War is one of the biggest hardcore bands, I would say, from the golden era. They're singing about the fucking downfall of man. Not being a tough dude.
Well, I mean, if anyone's been awake in the last 20 years, you can clearly see the downfall of man.
Been there.
Dude, gnarly.
And it's a dope thing to sing about.
Hell yeah.
Makes for sweet songs.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be, you don't have to grow up in the ghetto to be into hardcore. You don't have to be a tough dude to be in hardcore. It's not what it's about. I mean, some people might say that, but
I think it's
that.
personal.
I think it's personal.
You know what I mean?
I think it's an outlet, and it's a community. And if you have similar ideas of what that looks like,
Yeah.
I think you're hardcore. I think that's hardcore.
That's cool. There's just a lot of people that I've met where like I'll play something and they're like, dude, you like this? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
This will get me going.
For sure.
Do you have any examples? So since we're
I could.
educating everyone.
I could, yeah.
Yeah.
Educationally.
Yeah. So since there is such a thing as the fair use clause, technically we're ensuring that copyrights go to the original copywriters, but maybe we could show our viewers kind of what it's like.
Stuff.
You got something?
That stuff.
Maybe you could do like the old stuff and then golden era and then something new.
Sure. Let me scroll through some stuff. Just plug in.
I would like to. I wonder how it is to.
I mean, like, first one that comes to mind. You think these are headphones? Should I tell it it's headphones?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Your phone's too smart. It doesn't know to send data or not.
First band that comes to mind, 82 Negative Approach. I think there's a lot of bands that I've heard say we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't Negative Approach.
Oh really? This is
So
the pioneer.
The song is Ready to Fight by Negative Approach.
Oh yeah.
We won't take any shit, and we're not about to live. Just 'cause you don't like who and what we wanna be. Who are you to say?
This sounds very punk to me.
Totally. There's a big crossover.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That dude, just chaos, bro.
Yeah.
We won't take any shit, and we're not about to live. Just 'cause you don't like who and what we wanna be. Who are you to say what's wrong, what's right?
I have a question. Do some of these new bands cover this old stuff?
It's not huge to like record a cover, maybe, but bands live, 100%. It's cool because Harm's Way is a really big hardcore band. Mm-hmm. They cover Sepultura every set. It's not a hardcore band. A lot of bands got to hardcore because of them. A lot of dudes say, that's a cool riff, I'm going to rip that off
Yeah.
in a hardcore band. But they're not a hardcore band.
Do you
covering
notice
it.
that? Because you listen to all of these different years and different. Do you hear them people biting styles off of different people?
For sure.
Do you
But
feel
I
like
think
that bass line is the same as that bass line?
I think that everything comes from something.
Yeah.
There's nothing original left.
Yeah.
I've
That's why everyone's going electronic.
I think
Because
so.
because of how many things you can do by changing that little setting.
There's a, and it doesn't matter who or what song it is, but
Yeah.
there is a hardcore song that the breakdown is bad to the bone, slower. It is. They're not hiding it. They'll tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
but it's bad to the bone. Bump, 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 just slow.
I wonder
Everything
if it
comes
changes.
from
I wonder if
somewhere.
it changes it because like the Verve or whatever they were Aerosmith. Wasn't it Aerosmith? Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. Sued them. They said that's my bass
Yeah,
line.
that's ours.
And that was one of the biggest songs of the early 2000s, dude.
You
It was in like
couldn't-
all those movies, and those people
Yeah.
will not get paid for that
Well,
song.
and you
That's
talked about Sublime in San Diego. I don't know if that was a SoCal radio song or if that was a nationwide, worldwide. You couldn't escape that song for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
None of that money goes to you.
nothing, dude.
Crazy.
You know? That they're like, we should make that part violins.
What if that is a band being selfish, do you think?
Like everybody knows that song.
That kind of sounds like us. What if we just take that money? That song's doing really well. What if we say that's kind of just our thing?
Kind of feels that way. Or if you can
Kind of crappy.
like note what they're playing and be like,
Yeah.
here's mine, here's theirs. It's the same
Yeah.
notes, you know?
But
So
also,
technically like some sort of lawyer can be like, yeah,
You've got your money.
take it off and lose what song you've created or
Aerosmith has that money.
I know it's a little weird. Well, I also was listening to this podcast one time and they were saying that there was a
Also,
time
is
where
that not like paying homage? I know that if a band,
yeah, right?
if I'm covering your song live, it's because it's the reason I'm here. If I'm ripping your shirt off, you know,
Yeah.
if I started a band and it's this, it just doesn't say Marauder, that's because Marauder is my favorite band, whatever, you know.
Yeah. You're using
Because
the
I
inspiration.
like you,
yeah.
not because I guess taking a riff to make money is different, but
Yeah.
so is putting your logo on my shirt.
But if you've listened to that song, I mean, I don't feel like
I couldn't tell you. I don't like Aerosmith, but I couldn't tell you what Aerosmith song. that
yeah,
is.
but I
don't
just
know.
feel like as a musician and listening to that song and that bass line, I'm like, this is like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the most. It's yes, I hear it, and I hear that
There's
it's
also
almost the same
100 more
bass
that sound like
sound.
this. Yeah.
Like it's very
Sure.
you know, very sounds. It sounds almost identical for that. It's almost like they could just cut it out and throw it in theirs.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's to me not too much of an important part of that song.
It's also if the rest of the song is not around that.
Yeah.
If you've got to hear that to know that.
Yeah, yeah. You have to be a musician to.
I'm not-
understand that. I'm sure most
Yeah.
listeners didn't ever know.
I would have never known.
But I did hear that Aerosmith fell off at a certain time where they were doing arenas, and then all of a sudden they were doing like tiny shows trying to make it. It was the guy who produced the Beastie Boys, who's like that, Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
He was saying like there was a time where all of a sudden it was like I can't book Aerosmith. Like they're
kinda
a
forget-
small side thing.
Aerosmith in my mind is newer than they are.
Yeah.
They're old.
Yeah. Well, to
I mean,
someone that grew up in the 80s or 90s, Aerosmith.
but they're not a 80s, 90s band.
No, but if you grew up
Gotcha.
then it's like there's that movie where Liv Campbell because Liv Campbell is the lead singer's daughter. And when they go and save the world by going up on the thing and they sing the song,
Yeah.
you know, like for us, that's what it is. Because, you know, we
Yeah.
weren't, you know,
That person's
That's-
dad's band
yeah,
or whatever.
you know,
Yeah.
unless you went to the river a lot, then I'm sure you heard a lot of
Yeah.
Aerosmith.
I mean, my
from
dad
here.
also loved Aerosmith.
Yeah. There's goodies there. I mean, I don't hate them.
Just a couple songs, a couple tracks.
You got something else from the early days, the pioneer days?
Yeah,
Or do you want
yeah.
to show me
Thinking about
Golden?
Cro-Mags,
Oh, yeah, that's a common name, right?
incredible band. This is also 86, I'm going to guess. Show You No Mercy.
Better listen 'cause you run this
This is before screaming.
For sure. Yeah, it's just kind of yelling.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
This is just being loud with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Those drums are recorded well.
For 86?
Yeah, dude.
Sounds good.
Like that kick.
Yeah.
Is anyone doing double bass?
Yeah.
Anyone doing that?
There's that.
At this age? I mean, at this time, the 80s?
Not in this style.
Yeah, I like that. Hell yeah.
So good.
That's good stuff right there.
And another thing I want to say, song 2 minutes. First song, Negative Approach, 1 minute.
Yeah.
I think you can do enough.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I love songs that are 8 minutes long. I think there's good ones.
Yeah.
I've got so many albums that are 12, 13, 14 songs.
I don't think it really matters if you're checking out.
They're 13, 14, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's...
Because one song's a minute and 30 seconds instead of a minute.
Yeah.
And enough happens.
The only time I like long songs is if I'm engaged in something else. And I just want like my favorite music on.
Yeah.
The quick ones, you're like, shit, I got to change the album.
I think at the
didn't even
gym, I don't
didn't
want
get
to...
something done.
Or even... It's hard to participate at a show for an 8-minute song.
Ah,
There has
That's
to
a
be a
good
slow
point.
part in an 8-minute song.
that's a good point.
Because if it's fast the whole time, if it's that the whole time,
Yeah.
it doesn't
dude.
need to be. That's why it's 2 minutes.
Yeah, take a breather.
Sometimes it's fun to watch. But sometimes if I want to move,
Yeah.
there's 2 minutes in that 8-minute song that I
Yeah.
can move to, maybe, you know?
Kind of like a rep. Put
Sure.
it up, take
Yeah.
a break, back at it. you know?
Yeah. It's not bad.
No.
I've got a list of songs that I love that are
Well, if you've ever been to an Incubus concert, the last song is normally Aqueous Transmission.
a 14-minute
You're
song.
not dancing around
You're
for that.
not
You're just
dancing.
kind of
You're enjoying
in
it.
the vibe. Yeah, you know.
And I think different genres are for different things.
Totally.
There's a lot of different stuff.
So, do you have a golden age song?
I do. That's easy.
Okay.
Marauder,
Are the run it, dude?
Life is Pain.
Oh,
Looking down the barrel of a gun, see the light flash before my eyes. Facing fear and discipline. Another night down to pay the price. Justice that's closer to the attack. Unleash is their rage. It don't fight back. Life is pain. Life
yeah.
So
is
good.
fucking pain. To the mind begin to behold.
So, do you think life is pain?
For me to see hypocrisy, your life and die. Pity what's in your heart, and the world will bleed. 'Cause I
When did this come out? Around when?
94,
Oh shit.
maybe? 94, 95?
I mean, to me, that's older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's cool because some of these guitar changes.
it's fucking pain.
That doesn't sound old to me.
No.
And right, you see that mono to the one side.
This is
like,
one of
splitting
the
that they're
best
panning.
sounding. Yeah. This doesn't sound recorded 30 years ago.
Crucified, not a way to live. Suffer human pain. Agony implies there is no end. Prisoner with no way to escape. I say my dying grace.
All right, so this is early '90s, right? This is
Early
Marauder.
90s.
Is that your favorite Marauder song?
Is it a cop out to say the album?
Oh, okay.
couldn't.
No, not at
I
all.
couldn't.
Not at all, dude. Some of these
couldn't
albums
tell you.
change.
This is a
change
perfect
you
album.
completely. Oh, sick.
There's
What a
just-
wonderful
there's
thing.
just zero skip.
Have you ever met any of these guys? Are they alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not,
They older?
yeah, not old.
Yeah.
They were 17, 18.
During
maybe.
this time? He sounds like that and he's 17?
Maybe 19, 20. They were kids. So
How do you practice to get to that sound? Because I understand screaming, these high-pitched screams,
Yeah.
when you're just like, you're just letting it out.
Some
but
dudes-
that's very like raspy.
yeah. That's
feel like you
not
have
his yelling voice on the street.
Does he have some sort of
You know?
low-toned
I don't know.
speaking voice?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's like, "Hey, what's
But
up?
there's
I'm the guy from
dudes.
around."
There's dudes that voice didn't come out of you.
Yeah.
You're not talking like that.
Yeah.
Like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
You're a dude talking between a song. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You did that?
Yeah.
You made that noise?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Give me another golden era song.
So I've got to pick. I was in between two bands, 100 Demons, Death Threat. They have a song together. Just an easy pick.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. What's the name of this song?
So Alone.
So Alone. Yeah, that's dope. Come on.
Death
man.
Threat.
That's sick. That's like anthem shit. You know
This
what I
dude's
mean?
a classically trained singer.
Oh, really? So he can.
He's got pipes.
Have you seen him in concert? So I wonder if he just takes a break and does an opera.
Yeah.
You know?
He's sings. He belts in some songs.
So sick.
So good. Another perfect album.
It's a cool mix of the two vocalists.
Yeah. Very different styles.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. What year did this come out?
The same?
Really?
94,
Oh, shit.
I think.
Come on with that little drum break.
So
dude.
good.
Yeah, that's a good song, man. I like that a
It's
lot.
a good song.
So when you go to these concerts, that very, pump up chorus,
Yeah.
everyone's singing that shit, right?
There's pile-ons. There's dudes kicking each other's asses. There's a lot. There's some really cool pictures of most of these shows don't have barricades. There's no whatever. People are jumping on stage. There's a lot of really cool pictures of the singer buried in a pile of people.
That's cool.
100 people on top of it. It's cool.
So it's like as
The
much
mic
as you're
being ripped
going
out of
because
their
you love the
hand
song or
and-
whatever, you're going for the experience.
There is, I think that hardcore is 70% alive.
Got it.
I think crowd participation, the performance is more than.
So when you listen to these songs, are you just thinking about the experience of what it would be like live?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like,
For sure.
oh, it's like a new song. You're like, dude, I want to go out and see these because I bet that would be a crazy crowd.
Yeah. Trapped Under Ice band I mentioned before. The guitarist just said, I'm writing parts with people moshing in mind.
Oh, that's cool.
If this riff isn't good enough that I'm seeing people spin kick each other, it's not good enough. I have to be able to see this happening.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. It's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, the experience. That's the whole thing.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Everyone's there. You feel super tribal. Everyone's
Yeah.
getting down.
For
you know,
sure.
it just helps when you know the words too, or
Yeah.
know the song.
Yeah.
This is my favorite song.
Totally.
You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
the song
you'll
starts.
you'll watch dudes run back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Starts pushing through people to
Yeah.
get the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, give me what you think the sound of new is.
I'm gonna play a Trapped Under Ice song.
Okay,
So
which
they-
is coming out when
This
did
is
these
2008.
Okay. Wait, so we're in 2025 right now.
Yeah, I've got a modern song.
Oh, okay.
I've got a very current.
But
few months old.
but Trapped Under Ice is who you
idea.
said killed melodic,
Trapped Under Ice
right?
killed melodic hardcore.
You can show me
And
that?
I can't not show them.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Let's go. Dead Inside.
Get inside.
From time to time, you slip through the cracks of my mind. I swear, but I just can't keep mad or feelings inside.
Bro, I love that shit.
It's so good.
There's so much of that.
Yeah.
The group singing.
Yeah. Gang vocals. Gang vocals?
Gang vocals. Fuck yeah, that's what they call it.
That's what it's called.
I said I wouldn't react. I said I wouldn't go back to that place. I can't control my rage. I turn my back on that, and then I went so far away.
Yeah, dude. But this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What you were talking
This is
about
the
earlier.
payoff.
Yeah, this is the payoff.
Yeah.
That's that. Fuck.
This has to be there.
Yeah. At the end,
Mostly.
it's normally at the end.
It's typically at the end. It's typically a payoff.
Now, being a guitarist now,
But I've
are
got-
you finding out that it's the same?
If there's
it's the same
three
chord
throughout the
progression?
song,
And they're just
there's
slowing it down?
shapes. I think of it as shapes.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
You mean
I guess
a chord progression?
It's a chord
when you're
progression.
going from like a 1, 3, 5, or a
Yeah.
2, 5, 1.
yeah. There's
it's
a
like
lot
what
of
shape, right?
similarities. Yeah. Whatever, you know.
Yeah. Wait, so
there's
you're
a lot of
using
bands that are
shapes to
really
come
unique.
up with new chord progressions?
I think
By going
that-
A through G and putting sharps and flats, and then you're just going over, and you're like,
I
oh,
mean, now you're
the
speaking
star.
out of my language.
Okay.
But I'm more of a 1, 3, 4.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
I'm talking frets, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's sounds that you hear. There's a Marauder song called Time Ends. There's a shape that I've heard in a song 20 years later. Maybe the same thing.
Yeah.
Probably got it from there.
Yeah.
But also Marauder probably got that from somewhere. But I hear that and I picture it that way because it's easier for me
Got it.
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting. All right. What is I want to hear what's coming out now.
I think that this is the most exciting band that's not already a band releasing music that I already know. I already know this band. This is the most exciting new thing that I've heard.
Okay.
Just came out. No Truth. It's a couple of 18-year-old kids from Florida.
Hell yeah.
These are kids, so I had to pick this one.
Yeah, for sure.
The song is called Deterioration.
The new sound is those drums going crazy
Yeah.
because those kits are getting bigger.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear the noise that comes out of this skinny kid. Crazy.
Oh shit.
Crazy. This is a kid. Sounds like a grown ass man.
Yeah. Reminds me of stuff I heard years ago. That vocal.
Yeah.
He's just a skinny 18-year-old
Little
boy just
kid.
getting after it.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
This doesn't sound like the first thing somebody made,
Right.
but it is. There's heart, and that's what I mean.
I can't imagine the excitement of his friend that plays this music, and he's like, dude, I can sing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's like,
We gotta find somebody. Well, I could do that.
and they're all, what? Let's go.
Yeah.
I have to say that all of this is very cinematic almost.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of, like, hip hop normally doesn't have too much
Sure.
of this, like, I don't know, there's like a journey
Yeah.
that you're going on.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff, you know? It's just gnarly, but it's like, there's so many, like, placed pauses
Sure.
that give you that kind of, like, those cadences. You're
Yeah.
like, and then you just know when it's coming, too.
Totally.
You're just
You
ready.
can hear it. There's cues.
Yeah. But that's what makes it fun. Like, when do I turn to look at my friend? Bro,
Incredible.
incredible indeed. Bro, well, Dylan, I really appreciate you, dude. Your knowledge is
Had a blast.
second to none, dude. I would love to have conversations like this, but we talk too much all the time.
Way too much.
And so I don't think we could fit it in an hour. We didn't. But happy that you came on to show this. There's a lot of people that don't know the different genres. I think
Yeah.
we went through that. I'm sure that anyone who's watching this and likes anything that they're hearing is doing that little search. Go do
For
your
sure.
search. Find what you
Yeah.
like, man. Go put that in your thing and go drive home in it. See if you feel better after
Totally.
it's done. If anyone wants any sort of like music recommendations, you can just call Dylan. It's 555.
Yeah.
555. Bro, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Had a
Dude.
blast. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.